Conversations lead to conversions. If you don't remember anything else from this entire podcast, conversations lead to conversions. Okay. All right. So come through your list and not necessarily thinking, oh, I'm going to offer them my VIP day, or I'm going to offer them my power hour, or I'm going to offer them a sprint. Not necessarily. Have a conversation. See where they are in their health. See what's going on with them and how you can support them. And then after asking questions and ascertaining where they are in their health, what health challenges they're experiencing, now you know what to offer them. Not because that's what you want, but it's because of what they need. Well, welcome back to another episode of the Charyse Williams Show. So excited to be here with you today. Today, what I'm going to share with you is the 3 fastest ways to create cash flow into your business this week. Are you excited? Okay, great. I am too. So let's hop right in. Fastest 3 ways to create cash flow in your business this week. So number 1, and you guys, this is going to be short. This is going to be potent because one thing that I know, and I was guilty of this myself, was that we are phenomenal at consuming information, consuming information. We're typically not so great at implementing that information. Okay. So how many of you can relate? Okay. Not just me, right? All right. So everything I'm going to give you, literally, these are all things you can do today. Hear me when I say this, today. So that way you can create cash flow in your business this week. And many of you will create cash flow in your business today because you're going to literally implement it and you're going to start getting, really quick results. So first thing that you can do to create cash flow in your business today or this week even is 1, I want you to create something. I want you to offer a fast results experience, something that your patient or your client can experience a fast result with, right? So maybe that is a VIP day. Maybe that is a power hour. And you can name them however you want to name them, but maybe that's a sprint or maybe it's a mini sprint, right? It doesn't matter here. So let's say if you go with a VIP day, it can be as long as you want to. My power hours personally, whether they're for my holistic health coaching clients or whether they are VIP days for my business coaching clients, either way, my VIP days, the length of my VIP days are 5 hours. Okay. But again, this is your business. You get to decide how long, and what you do with it. Again, this is your creation. This is something you get to bring to life. So I just wanted to provide that to you for a little bit of context there. But so you're probably thinking, okay, what can I do at a VIP day? Literally, the possibilities are endless. But what I would say is you could literally do something like help them create a symptoms timeline and then do some type of diagnostic. So whether that's a root cause blood work analysis, or whether that's, if you like to do HTMA, maybe it's that, maybe do a GI map interpretation, whatever it is that you do, right? But every one of you, particularly if you are in the Prosperous Practitioner Program or have been through the Prosperous Practitioner Program, such a mouthful, but a beautiful title, the root cause blood work analysis all day, that's a no-brainer. Right. So offer that. So some type of diagnostic, right? And then perhaps you do like a 90-day protocol. You create a 90-day protocol for them. So whether it's a customized supplement protocol, cool. Or maybe it's a 90-day peptides protocol, awesome. Either way, depending on how it is that you work with your patients or clients. Okay. So you get to determine that. And then layer in, of course, some lifestyle coaching, because as we all know, no matter what you do, no matter what you're putting in your body, if you don't change any of those habits, prioritizing sleep and hydration and movement and all the things, all those foundational pillars of health, if you're not focusing on that, then you might experience a little bit of improvement, but we're after long-term success, right? Long-term health outcomes, beautiful health outcomes. So that being said, so you could do any of those. I mean, and like I said, the possibilities really are limitless. And then in terms of pricing, but here's the thing. You want to make sure, and this is for all the ones that I'm going to share with you, whether VIP day, power hour, whether it's sprints, mini sprints, however you want to go, whichever route you want to go. The biggest piece of the equation is that it is specific to someone, not just, hey, I've got this thing, a VIP day, you want to do it? No, It's specific to someone that has, let's say, chronic fatigue. Okay, if that's the area that you work with. Maybe it's specific to someone who wants to lose those last 10 or 15 pounds. Okay, cool. If that's, how you work with the clients. Maybe it's high achieving women experiencing perimenopausal symptoms. Awesome. That is very specific. That's who you work with. Maybe it's someone like me. My ideal clients are high achieving women who have either type 2 diabetes or hypertension. Okay. But do you see that there's specificity there? And so you want to make sure that you have specificity there. All right. So pricing, because I know that's what you're going to do. Okay, but where's the pricing come in? You guys, so for me personally, my VIP days, again, whether they're for my holistic health clients or my business coaching clients, either way, my VIP days are priced at 5,000. Okay. You could price them really anywhere, but I wouldn't go less than 2,000 for sure. So anywhere from that 2,000, 3,000 times what? 2,000 to $5,000 range is what I am trying to say. There we go. Okay, so that's an example of a VIP day. So what would a power hour look like? So a power hour, again, you can't do all the things that I just mentioned in a VIP day, but you can look at, okay, what can I take out? What can I keep in? What makes sense for me that I can deliver in an hour to get them results? Remember, this is about quick results, helping your patients or your clients get quick results. The goal is not to, and the intention is not to get them from point A to point Z. You can't. There's no way. I don't care how fabulous and how incredible you are as a nurse or a nurse practitioner or a clinician, whatever. There's no way you can get them from point A to point Z in their health journey in 5 hours. It's not, you just can't. Can you get them on their way? Absolutely. Can you get them from point A to point B? Yes. Can you get them from point A to point C? Probably. Depends on what it is that you're doing, what problem you're solving, and then what it is that you're offering inside this VIP day or power hour, right? So, but just keep that in mind. The intention is not to get them all the way from here all the way to there. It's just not even possible. These are about quick wins for them and quick cash infusions for you, okay? And so look to see what can I put in my power hour to where it's going to make a difference for them. And then my power hours are 1,000 or 997. So again, you can play in that range, right? Play in that range and offer what feels good for you. The next thing, or the next example, I mentioned a sprint or a mini sprint. So the difference between the two, like a mini sprint would be something very, very short. A weekend, that could be a mini sprint. So 3 days, maybe 7 days, although honestly, I'm inclined 7 days, I would kind of call that a sprint, but you can do a longer for a sprint. So for instance, maybe a 7-day sprint, or perhaps it's a 30-day sprint. You could even do a 90-day sprint. You could do a 6-week sprint, right? So kind of play with it. And number one, is it something that you want to do? Because if it's not something that you actually think you're going to enjoy offering, don't offer it. Don't create it, right? But then two, does it make sense? So what I mean by this is it doesn't make sense. If I am, let's say my protocol, let's say for instance, I'm going to offer someone a protocol and it has peptides. Okay, well, I'm not going to do a 3-day sprint. I'm not going to do a mini sprint with them. Number one, can I get it to them in 3 days? Okay, maybe if they're in office. Okay, but are they going to see a result or experience anything in 3 days? Depending on what the peptide is, probably not though, right? They need a longer length of time. So don't set yourself up for failure and don't set them up for failure. Don't set up unrealistic expectations, right? And so maybe if I'm doing something with peptides, for instance, maybe it is 30 days. Right. And so again, it has to make sense for how you're working with your patients or your clients. All right. So I gave you VIP day. I gave you a power hour. Again, you can name what you want to name them. I gave you sprints. So that's kind of a little bit longer. I gave you mini sprints if it's just like a 3-day thing. So play around with it and determine what feels good for you. Price point, again, anywhere from 2,000 to 5,000. I don't care where you are in the country, still 2,000 to 5,000, right? If you're doing a power hour, perhaps that's, maybe around 1,000-ish, something around there. But this is one very simple way, and I actually gave you several ways in just this one example that you can quickly infuse cash into your business and make an impact as well. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, second way in which you can create cash flow into your business is you can do an audit. Like I want you to do an audit. I want you to look at and audit your last 10 social media posts. And I want you to look at them from the lens of your ideal client. Now, if you don't have an ideal client or you're not clear on who your ideal client is, I would say stop right here, stop this podcast, and get clear. And here's the thing. I know there's always has. I've worked with thousands of nurse practitioners, physicians, even, and there's always a hesitation of, well, I don't want anyone to be left out, or if I cast a broad enough net, I'll get more patients or clients. And in actuality, that's a fallacy. That's actually not true. And the best example I can give you, and I actually gave this example to one of my business coaching clients just the other day, like 2 days ago. I asked her, I said, you have a general surgeon on one side, you have a cardiothoracic surgeon on the other side. General surgeon, cardiothoracic surgeon. Which one makes more money? It's the cardiothoracic surgeon, 2 to 3 times more, right? Why? It's specificity. It's a specialty. And so instead, if you are planning on recession proofing your business moving forward, one of the things that is of the utmost, like paramount, is determine a niche. Pick a niche. Who is your ideal client? Have some specificity. I know Dr. Orlando always says, go an inch wide and a mile deep. You don't have to do all the things. I know as nurses, we've been taught to do all the things. We can do all the things. We can help people from babies to, pregnant women, anywhere in between, right? But in business, as it relates to your marketing, if I can't, as a potential patient or potential client, if when I land on your content and I cannot tell that you're specifically speaking to me, you've lost me. I'm scrolling right past. I'm scrolling. Okay. So pick a niche. And again, it's when I find that there's some pushback or some reluctancy there, it's usually coming from a place of scarcity, meaning I'm not going to be able to find enough. There's not going to be enough people to be able to. Let me tell you. Let me just say this. I'm in Houston. I'm actually not in Houston proper. I'm in a suburb of Houston. But let's go with even my suburb. I'm in Richmond. If every single person in Richmond, Texas, and many of you have never even heard of Richmond because it's not even that big, right? But so if every single person in Richmond, Texas, let me rephrase this. If every single woman in Richmond, Texas, that was either has type 2 diabetes or has hypertension and wants to reverse those two health issues, one or two of those health issues, and come off of meds, right? Even if they all reached out to me, I cannot possibly take all of them on. I can't. There's going to be too many. And so for those of you thinking, oh man, well, and here's the thing, I work with people all over, not just in Richmond and in Houston and Texas and other, not countries yet, but in other states. And so if you had that thought, like, oh, I don't want to pick because I'm not going to have enough clients. Yes, you will. You'll have more than enough. You couldn't possibly, unfortunately, particularly with those two demographics, type 2 diabetes and hypertension. Do you know how many people in this world, in this country even, that have that? You will not be in a deficit. You will not have enough clients. Trust and believe. And again, that actually holds true for pretty much any health condition. Menopause, perimenopause. Do you know the largest demographic right now? That's why you see perimenopause popping up everywhere, menopause popping up everywhere. Oprah just did a whole campaign around menopause and perimenopausal symptoms. Why? Because the largest demographic, right, and one of the largest demographics and one of the largest, most pervasive health issues right now, or challenges going on right now, is perimenopause. Everyone's in perimenopause. Okay, so I say all that to say, you don't even have the capacity. You don't have the time. You couldn't take on all those patients or clients, even if you wanted to. So hopefully we've released the idea that if I niche down, if I pick a specialty, that I won't have enough. That is simply not true. I have never seen it to be true. Okay. So moving on. Do your audit. Look at the last 10 posts, social media posts. Look at it from a place of clarity. So who are you speaking to? If I landed on your content, and let's say, for instance, your ideal client is, let's say, women over 40. Let's say they're women in perimenopause. When I read your content, am I clear that you're talking to me, a woman in perimenopause? Am I clear? Or is it so vague and so undefined that you could be possibly talking to me or my mom or my sister or maybe my daughter? Not that I even have a daughter, but you see what I'm saying? If it's that vague, you've lost them. Whoever it is that you were trying to get attention from, You've lost them. They have already scrolled because you weren't speaking to them. Okay, so audit it for clarity, audit it for potency, right? Not, I don't want you beating all around the mulberry bush. Yes, you want to give backstory. Yes, storytelling is part of it. Yes, you want to give context, absolutely. But in doing all of that, does it activate them? Does it activate me to take the next step? Or do I just read it and say, oh, that was good to know. That's awesome. And then I just scroll past. So audit it for potency and activation, right? The third thing. First thing was clarity. Second thing is potency and activation. Did you activate them? Third thing, are you solving a specific problem? And am I clear what specific problem you can help me with? Or is it vague? Is it overgeneralized? Again, if it's vague or overgeneralized, or you said 5 different things in that one text, in that one post, I am confused. And what does a confused mind do? Nothing. They do nothing. That is not what you want people to do. When they land on your post, on your content, you want them to do something. You want them to take the next step with you. Okay? So, what problem specifically do you solve for them? And then the fourth and final thing is add a call to action. I want you to look at all 10 of your posts, your most recent posts, add a call to action to all of them. So clean up the 3 things I just mentioned, right? Clarity, potency, and activation. What specific problem are you solving that people are willing to pay for, right? And last thing is call to action. So clean it up based on those things, add a call to action. Your call to action could be a variety of things. It could be, book a consult. Book a consult now. I've opened up my schedule for 3 openings. Open up 3 openings for next week. Click here to book a consult. So you drop a link to your calendar if that's what you want to do, right? So that's one way. Maybe you have an upcoming masterclass or training or health talk. So click below or drop the word training below. I literally just did this last night. Last night I was doing a peptides training. I said, drop the word pep for the link. That's a call to action. What do you want to activate them to do next? What step do you want them to do next with you, right? Maybe it's a 1-word action. So comment the word energy. Let's say, for instance, your post was all about energy, helping people with chronic fatigue, whatever, right? So drop the word energy if this post resonated with you. Cool. You've given them a next step. Perfect. All right. So that's another example of something that you can do right now to infuse cash into your business right now, literally. So we talked about offer them a fast results experience, right? We talked about auditing your social media posts. Third and final thing that I'm going to share with you in terms of fastest ways to create cash flow into your business this week, and honestly, even this day. And I will say probably most of you won't do it. You just probably won't. Not because you can't, just because you're going to choose not to. But out of all of the 3 that I'm sharing with you today, this is the one that will get you the quickest and fastest results. Okay. I saw a post from someone, one of my business coaches. She posted today. She said, 8-figure business. Oh, she's a 9-figure business owner, by the way. She said 8-figure business owners do the things that 6-figure business owners think they're too advanced for. Yeah. Exactly. Okay. So it's going back to basics, right? So comb through your list, through your existing list. So if you are brand new in business, or maybe you haven't quite launched yet, or maybe you've only had 2 patients or 2 clients, okay, cool. Not a problem. You have a whole list of people on Facebook, right? Are they all your ideal client? No, but comb through the list. And I'm going to kind of give you a little bit more specificity on that. For those of you who are in business and who have been in business, maybe you have 100 patients or have had 100 people come through your door, 100, 200, 400, 600, 800, 1,000 pages. Great, fabulous. That's a list. And what are you going to do with that list? Whether it's a Facebook list or Instagram list or actually previous patient list. I don't care if there's 2 people in it or 1,000, doesn't matter. Comb through the list and be willing to be willing to initiate a conversation, whether it's a conversation on the phone or conversations in DMs. It doesn't matter. But what I want you to write down, if you're at a place where you can write this down, I want you to write down conversations equal conversions. Conversations equal conversions. And conversions is what allows us to make the impact that we're wanting to make, right? And the income as well, impact and income, all right? Conversations leads to conversions. And so most of you, I'm going to even say probably all of you, are not having enough conversations that will lead to conversion. Conversion meaning they weren't a client or a patient. Now they are. They converted into a patient or a client. They enrolled with you, right? Conversations lead to conversions. If you don't remember anything else from this entire podcast, conversations lead to conversions. Okay. All right. So come through your list and not necessarily thinking, oh, I'm going to offer them my VIP day, or I'm going to offer them my power hour, or I'm going to offer them a sprint. Not necessarily. Have a conversation, see where they are in their health, see what's going on with them and how you can support them. And then after asking questions and ascertaining where they are in their health, what health challenges they're experiencing, now you know what to offer them. Not because that's what you want, but it's because of what they need. And you know that it's what they need because you just had the conversation and they told you. You asked the questions and they shared with you what it is. Okay? Okay. So the reason why I say that most people don't do this is because it takes a little bit of time. And which is fine. Here's the thing. There's only really two things you need to be doing in your business. I know there's lots of things that can be done in your business, but the reality of it is, the simplicity of it is, the only two things you have to do in your business or need to do in your business is take care of your existing patients or clients and get new patients and clients. That's it. Take care of your existing patients or clients and get more patients or clients. That's it. Now I understand there's lots of other things in the periphery, absolutely, but those are the two fundamental things, right? And so what's the fastest path? Have a conversation. That's the fastest way to enroll somebody into whatever it is that you're offering. Have a conversation with them. Ask them very pointed questions. Find out what they're experiencing in their health journey, and what are they experiencing in their health, and then offer your services to them. Easy peasy. And this can be done via DM or via conversation. Okay, it doesn't matter. So I just shared with you guys in 21 minutes 3 of the fastest ways in which you can create cash flow into your business this week, if not even this day, today. Okay. Now, as I was going through all of that, if you were thinking, man, that actually sounds really good, I actually don't know how to do it. I would love to do it. I don't know exactly how to do it. Listen, get yourself in the Quantum Leap Collective. Just join the Quantum Leap Collective, unless you like being on the struggle bus, right? Unless you like just kind of circling the block. Unless you like trying to figure it out on your own, which I don't know why on earth anyone would want to try to figure something out on their own when they have someone who could show them the most direct path, right? I don't know, but if that's your thing, if you like to be tortured, hey, that's you. That is not, I am not into torture. All right. So Quantum Leap Collective, let me just tell you, there's 2 different ways in which you can join the Quantum Leap Collective. One, you can join monthly. You can join monthly. You stay as long as you feel like you're growing. You stay as long as you feel like you're expanding. And if you get to a point where you're not, you can say, peace out, give us 30-day notice, no big deal. You're out. Cool. You came and got what you needed. I will tell you, once people come into the Quantum Leap Collective, they very rarely leave because they're always growing. They continue to grow and expand. Just saying. But you have that option, right? There's no contract or anything. Okay. So that's $99. Y'all, let me just tell you, I went to Ulta earlier today. I went to Ulta, the store earlier today. I got 3 things, none of which will produce any income for me. I will look cute while I got a it doesn't even matter. I got some eye primer. I got some mousse for my hair, some mousse, eye primer, and makeup finishing spray. 3 items, almost $99, not quite, almost $99. And again, none of which I'll be able to use to turn into money. When you're in the Quantum Leap Collective, that $99, trust and believe that literally that money turns into money after money after money after money. That's what it's designed for. That's what it's designed for. So you have the option to do monthly, or if you're like, you know what, let me just lock in a whole year. Like I've never focused on my business solely for a whole year. So if you want to lock in for a whole year, awesome. That's $999. So a little shy of $1,000. You get 2 months free and you get lots of extra bonuses. I'm going to drop the link in the show notes so that way you guys have that. You can check out the bonuses. But one of the bonuses is that you get quarterly one-on-one sessions with me, and you also get a revenue audit, meaning I help you find cash. Like all of you are sitting on cash right now. You are sitting on patients or clients or potential clients, right? That literally you could be generating money. You could be making an impact and making money at the same time. I help you find those. I help you find those little leaks. You're leaking money. I'm just telling you, you're leaking money, right? But I help you find out how you're leaking money and help you stop leaking the money. So that way, again, that's a whole nother cash infusion back into your business. So you have that option as well. Again, I'll post the link down below. But just to kind of give you a really high level overview of the Quantum Leap Collective, let me just tell you, one thing that we focus on is sales, and not sales in a sleazy way. No, sales in a very heartfelt, heart-centric easy conversational way to where it feels good for you and it feels good for the other person, right? So totally redefining sales, but it's effective. And so if you are the type of person, if your butt cheeks just clench a little bit right now, I feel like, oh my God, I don't like sales. You don't like sales the way you've been doing it. You don't like sales the way you've been sold to. There's a way to and let me just say this. Let me just say this, because if you're in business and you plan on being in business, you better fall in love with sales, because every business needs sales to sustain, let alone grow, right? If your business, if you're not enrolling someone or selling someone into your products, services, programs, whatever, you're not going to be in business very long at all. Every business, every successful business needs sales. Okay. But there's a way in which you can do that. I teach you that inside the Quantum Leap Collective. Okay. Also, if you don't have a predictable, systematic way in which to create daily sales or daily enrollments into your business, you heard me say daily, get yourself in the Quantum Leap Collective. Because if you're the type of person, like, you just enrolled a patient or a client and you're like, I don't know where the next one's coming from. I don't know when. I don't know where. That's not a system. I teach a whole system inside the Quantum Leap Collective so that you can have predictable revenue. Okay, that's important. Also, and how to attract ideal clients. We talked about content a second ago, but how to attract your ideal clients. That is huge, you guys. So you have people reaching out to you in the DMs. I am literally so far behind. I have so many people in my DMs waiting for me to respond. Good problem to have. I'm not complaining at all. I'm very, very grateful. But you want to get to that point where you have so many people asking how they can work with you that you're like, oh my gosh, I got to block out some time. That's a good problem. Okay. And the other thing I will say about the Quantum Leap Collective is, this is what I call the Get Shit Done program. Because as I mentioned at the very beginning of this podcast, many of you, and I was the same, consume information. But when do you actually implement? So baked into the Quantum Leap Collective, we have implementation time so that we're doing things in real time. We're moving your business forward in real time. So if any of that sounds like, oh my God, I certainly need that, jump into the collective, jump into the Quantum Leap Collective. I will drop the link down below. And with that being said, I hope you enjoy today's podcast episode. As always, I love you. I appreciate you. And I will see you on the next episode of the Charyse Williams Show. Bye for now.